Well, you're not part of this. All right. So we just found out that supposedly, or I just found out that people had to leave here at noon tomorrow with no verbal notice, just signs put up, less than 24 hours with all the stuff. And then I'm talking with a person whose name I can never pronounce.
Franjo. Yep.
And you were just saying, Franjo,
that I went into the hospitality house today, and surprisingly, a couple days after I went on the news, they've all of a sudden came up with a reason to take me off of all their lists. I went to pick my mail up today, and he said that they returned all of my mail because I supposedly had a piece of mail there that was over 30 days old, and that when you have a piece of mail that's 30 days old or older, they take you off all their lists. So apparently they've taken me off their housing lists and everything and all their services list because I had a piece of mail 30 days or older, but that's not true because I was there less than 2 weeks ago to pick up my mail, and they would have given it to me then. And
so they're making up stuff to,
so now they
punish you.
Absolutely made up some. I rode all the way out there from here, all the way to the hospitality house on the bus.
How long did that take?
All day.
I'm sorry, baby.
All day. I didn't get back until 6 o'clock. 5 something.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got there, and then your mom's supplies that she sent you?
Well, my mom sent me some emergency supplies for the winter, because she knows, that it's real tough out here. And it was on the list. My name was there for bulk mail, so I know it was her that sent it to me. And they must have sent it back. They sent that back. They sent back some kind of notice from the food stamp food share place that sent to me. They told me they were going to send it to me, but I couldn't get that now because they sent that back to them. So they sent 3 pieces of my mail back because I supposedly had a piece of mail that was over 30 days old at their place, but that's not true because less than 2 weeks ago I was there to pick up my mail, and they would have given it to me then if it was that.
Right.
So
but you have been on the news since then, and
right. The only thing that I can think of is that I made a statement about Porchlight not using the money properly to help the housing problem,
Right.
And then so I think this is a direct reprisal for that because I wouldn't know what else to say. Why would it all of a sudden just be so coincidental? It's not
right.
I mean, 2 and 2, it does come up to 4. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it would be me doing something wrong, now in the same manner, I would be scrutinized completely.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would be put under the limelight because, I've spoken up about my issue, my homelessness issue, and being a part of Occupy and stuff like that, and deserving help just like the next guy does. But now I'm going to be a target.
Right. And you feel targeted.
I'm scared. I'm even scared to even get off the bus at the transfer points because I think that some of the guys that work in Porchlight will probably be following me around.
Really?
I swear to God, that's how bad the place is, and I wouldn't even make it up. I'm not.
Was there an agreement from an anonymous person in the tent?
Is there an agreement from an anonymous person in the tent?
Yeah, pretty much.
Word?
Couple.
There's a couple people agreeing with this.
It's all true.
So if Mayor Soglin or county executive, you've got witnesses. What?
Oh yes, I do. I got people that were there with me all day long when this happened.
Hey,
have you seen that too, Will?
Yeah, they kind of play their games. Yeah.
They can track people. Yeah, go ahead.
You kind of made a mistake though.
What?
About the verbal notification.
Yeah.
He went around to every tent to see who was in the tent.
Oh, good. Thanks for the correction. And he spoke to people?
Yeah, and he handed them those notices.
When was this?
Earlier tonight.
After the listening meeting?
Yeah, they crept through the camp.
Right. So
cops and the dude.
And
they posted that stake in the ground over there.
Yeah.
And then they came up to my tent. Hello, is anybody home? I'm like, what do you need? He handed me this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for the correction. We want to have. It's really important to have accurate information. And it's hard.
You guys were having your meeting that came in.
Hey, check it out. He went and then he came up to the table where the 2 ladies were that gave us the hot soup and the ham sandwiches. And one of them asked, "Where do you want them to go?" And he said something about the stuff that's listed on that piece of paper he put on the table.
Oh, the shelters,
the services that are offered.
And I told dude, I said, "I'll tell you what, I'll leave if you do it. If you spend the night in the shelter, I'll leave."
So right.
So basically asked him if he would stay one night in the shelter.
No.
Under any circumstances, and then we said, okay, we would go if he would, but we couldn't get an answer to that.
Of course not.
That's a great point, though. Particularly if he was like anonymous and people didn't know who he was, because that would change everything too, right?
Exactly.
So, what would you tell Soglin and Parisi about the services in Madison if they were listening to this? Which they probably won't. But what would you tell them?
Only thing I could say is it's almost like some kind of gangster union. The people that get the money for the services, it's like some kind of gangbanger union, you know? Like, if you're not part of their little organization, or you're not from Chicago, or you're not, going to kiss their ass 110%, and lick their feet that they walk on, you basically don't got nothing coming. You can't, their homies get all the line for the socks. Their homies get all the lines for anything that they say.
So there's a lot of favoritism.
Oh, favoritism.
Way off the charts favoritism.
Either you're one of them or you're not.
So how long have you been experiencing porch light?
Since January
of this year?
I'll tell you what.
Okay, thank you, Franyo. Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Mr. Anonymous.
I've been dealing with this for 3-4 weeks now.
Yeah.
And this ain't the first time I've been homeless. I've lived in my car and all that other stuff earlier.
Uh-huh.
But I'll tell you what, the only good thing about being homeless in Madison is you're not going to starve.
I hear that all the time. I've heard that.
Other than that,
only thing is because
you can freeze to death, but there's plenty of food.
The citizens that do care they have no problem stopping and helping us. It's amazing. It's amazing how people that do care will come to help us with food and stuff like that, because they know that we're just like them. We just fell on some hard times. This could happen to anybody,
right?
Like that reporter
because there's people here with every single person here has a different story why they're here.
Yay!
And every person's story, has a lot of legitimacy to you could understand that how they ended up in this situation. When they tell you what they went through.
So do you think people would be willing to say on video that would be put on the internet about their story and have the Occupy Madison stories?
I'm willing to. I'm not afraid, because what do I got to hide? I'm not hiding nothing. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yay, Franyo.
I want the people to know what's happening to me.
Yay.
I want
That's right.
My community should know what's happening to the rest of us.
Yay.
Why wouldn't it? They deserve to know the truth.
Yay.
Yay.
Then they wouldn't be afraid of us. A lot of the people that don't know they're afraid of us, it's just because they're not educated about our situation.
Right.
Yay.
And if they were, they wouldn't be so afraid of us. They would allow us to come to their community and find a place to get warm, and they would support us to do that,
Right.
I mean, if every man could look in the mirror today and say, I got a warm place to stay, what about the guys down the street? Why should I kick them out of a tent? Why should I kick them out of a
Bless
tent,
you.
man?
Hello.
You know what I mean?
Yay.
It's not fair to people, man.
It is so
and
cruel.
everybody, some people have gotten to having to start over, and some people are just having their first chance out here in life, Some of these people are here and homeless because their parents just put them out, they're 18, whatever. You got so many different variables of people that are out here and reasons why, that if you did take the time to listen, you could probably make a whole complete season of a sitcom out of it.
Right.
I'm not lying. That's how many different stories and so individual each person is here,
Yes.
But the one thing that's true and common is we all have a housing issue,
Right.
And, if there's services or money offered to that in our community and within our city, why come don't we have access to those services but through only one person, and that person is so deceiving and unfair that it doesn't even make sense to offer the services. They might as well just go around town and let them pick their friends out who they want to help.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they do. They get to choose who gets to help, and if you're not one of those people that they chose, you will either be miserable or they will make you leave one way or another. They'll make you want to leave that place.
Yeah.
You know that too, baby?
Oh.
Check it out.
Or if you got the brass to stay there, or you just ain't got no other choice to stay there, you will be miserable. They will make you miserable.
Thank you so much, Franyo. I'm going to process this. And thank you, Anonymous Man. Yeah?
I called that guy today.
Uh-huh.
That Sina told me to call.
Yeah?
Now it's going to be an issue of phone tag.
And I can
so you left a message and then...
Let me tell you another thing, too.
Yep.
I haven't even taken a drink of alcohol or done any kind of anything in years. I can't even remember the last time I took a sip of alcohol was. So they try to, you know, pin this that people have drinking problems. That's bullcrap. That's bullcrap. That's
right.
Just,
that's
they
a
have
stereotype.
That loophole to use on people out here, man. I see a lot of people out here. They just tagged him off the top. You know, he's no good. He's a drunk, or he's this, and you know, pull breathalyzer tests on him and stuff like that. It's just not right, man. It's not right. And they can't say that about me because I haven't even touched alcohol in 10 years.
It seems like there's a number of super sober people here.
Yeah, quite a few. Exactly.
So,
but that was my point.
Yeah.
That was my point. There's quite a few people that are...
Awesome. Thank you. My fingers are freezing, so I'm going to cut it, but thank you so much.
And
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.